Everyone, how everyone is doing today. The fourth day of the week. Obviously, you're progressing through the week, and now looking forward for one more day, which is Friday. And so, why I'm coming today and talking to you at 4:25, and why not at routine time, regular time of 6:30 p.m. There's a slight change happen in my life today. In the evening, I'm going to meet my mentor, and he's traveling to Bangalore. His name is Dr. Sunil Kute, and he is going to stay with me in the for next 1 or 2 days with me and spend some time with us to share and bless my family. So I'm gonna go and pick him up at the airport, and that's why I have to shift the timing from 6:30 to 4:25. And I have committed to all of you guys that I'm gonna come with another leadership insight to share with you. And today's insight is again one more very bulb-on moment for all of you, and it's going to open up a lot of perspectives for you to how you deal with in the during the meetings where you can create your influence. Okay, so before I go and talk about the today's meeting issue or topic we're going to discuss, I want to quickly introduce to all those new people who are following me, recently started following me, and who coming first time to this live talk. So, everyone, this is Tushar Chaudhary, your leadership coach, and I help mid-senior project professionals to grow into influential leaders. Because somewhere I experienced in my 20 plus 22 plus years of experience, and as also when I coached more than 500 plus professionals, I realized that many of us are actually struggle in the mid career because because not you are talented, because of not that you are doing hard work, but because we are too much dependent on our experience, we are too much dependent on our performance. We carry some wrong belief that that my performance will take me to the next level, my years of experience will take me to the next level. But this is not the reality. The today's corporate world do not demand this, they require something else. And that something else is basically that you need to go beyond your projects and involve people together for solving bigger challenging challenges of the company. Okay, going beyond the task. So many of us, when we visit our offices, when you go on daily basis to office, we are getting consumed with only the task, getting into the stakeholder discussions or reviewing and checking of the work, designing something, completing that, and this your calendar is get filled with so many tasks. But there is no calendar you there is no booking in your calendar where you are creating impact to the people, impact to the organization, impact to your stakeholders. Most of these are only completion of the task, and this task mindset is actually stopping you to grow to the next level. Because the people at the top, they look up to you, they are looking from that, when are you living that deliveries, and when are you entering into the leadership level. Okay, that when are you going to show them that this you are the successor of us. Okay, that's what actually there is a perception gap between you think what you about yourself, that you performing well, this is what you think, but the people at the top, they see this is a routine work you're doing, that's what you get paid for, right? And this gap, if you don't work on it, this gap will widen again, and then it's more frustration, because years and years going, you're waiting for promotion, you're waiting for salary hike, but it doesn't not it's not happening. So that's why this is where I come into picture and help you guys to fill that gap of perception, and you operate into I help you to build that ecosystem of influence where you operate on daily basis 24 by 7 with your core leadership values, core leadership strengths, and that's where it is true you create impact and influence on the people, and also attract a lot of high income leadership opportunity in the company or in the industry. Okay, so that's about me. Now let's go and talk about today's topic. Okay, so before I go into the topic, I want to start with the situation all of you have faced. Okay, let's say you are in the meeting and a senior person sharing an idea, and inside your mind, you know this is not the right approach. What the hell is this saying? This is not the right approach. But what do? You stay silent, or you say, yeah, yeah, we can try, you might be right. And later the problems becomes bigger. So let me say this very clearly. Most professionals, they don't struggle with ideas, they struggle with disagreeing with others, disagreeing without fear. So let me reframe this topic. Disagreement is not the problem. Yeah, let me be very clear with you. You getting disagree with someone is not the problem. The way you disagree actually defines your image, your brand, your professional image. And I realized this when I read the book Thanks for the Feedback. The book name is Thanks for the Feedback, and the book author is Douglas and Sheila. Now, they explain in this book something very powerful, and I would like you to please note this down. What they shared is, we all react more how to something is said than what is said. Yeah, please note down how and what here. We react something. We are reactive to how something is said than what is said, and that was a bulb on moment for me. Is that bulb on moment for you too? Please type yes in the comment section. See, it's not your disagreement that damages your image. It's about the way you process that disagreement, the way you put it to the other person. It's your delivery, right? Again, here the performance comes. Now let me share you the real workflow story from my project experiences. See, we were in a review meeting, and a senior stakeholder suggested a shortcut in execution to save time. See, on paper, it looked fast, but somewhere I knew that it would create a major risk later. Now I had a choice. Choice: stay silent, or yeah, disagree. If you talk about me about 15 years back when I was started my career, early 20 years back, the earlier version of me would have said, yeah, 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 let's try now. You might be saying something with the, you might have something in that one, so let's try. But that day, i I didn't follow that. I chose differently, and I said, hmm, I see the intention I see the intention of saving the time here, but but if you allow me, I have a concern to share with you. My concern is that this might create rework in the next phase. So is it okay if we quickly evaluate that risk before finalizing any approach? That's it. So what I did here, I actually acknowledged the intention of a senior person of making the things faster because it was saving the time. But there is a concern. The concern is that might be this work temporarily right now, but in the coming phases of the project, it will hurt us. So I want to make this clear to the people there and also the senior person that yes, your idea might work right now, but it will create problem in the future. So can we please evaluate? Is it okay to evaluate that risk before finalizing? And please check my words. What I said. Will you allow me to share my concern? Okay, can we quickly evaluate that risk? But these actually, it's not attacking on someone, it's actually asking someone to collaborate. And the moment I said this one, everyone was silent. Then discussion started, and finally we changed the approach. And that day I realized, yeah, you don't need to fight to disagree. You just need to frame your disagreement in such a way that other person should appreciate it. You just have to frame it rightly. So what I want to give you a core insight in this is that silence protects your comfort, but it damages your credibility. Do you agree with me? And also, and the same way, aggressive disagreement also, it also damages your image. So what is the middle path? Calm, structured disagreement. So, how to have this calm, structured disagreement? I'd like to share with you three practical shifts that you should implement straight away in your day to day job. So, shift number one: See, whenever someone is sharing and you have some other idea in your mind, I don't know, I mean, this is what quite naturally I've seen in people. Many of us try to oppose the idea. Have you seen this one? This happens with us also, and with me also. I mean, I am also one of them. I used to do that. If someone is sharing something, maybe somewhere there's a insecurity, maybe jealousy, maybe somewhere I want to show some outsmart people, some I'm smarter than others. I want to showcase that I'm more knowledgeable than this. Maybe all that stuff in our hidden here somewhere, and that might be triggering, and we try to oppose some. So if you really want to share your idea to someone, and if someone is sharing the idea and you really want to evaluate that idea is really worth or not, don't try to start with opposing. Okay, move from that opposing mindset to aligning mindset, aligning first mindset. So don't start with disagreement. That's very failure strategy. Start with alignment. So what does that mean? Instead of saying I don't agree with what you said, just say I see, I understand your intention here. Or you can say, yeah, that makes sense from the timeline perspective. That's it. And then the next sentence is, now what happened, here you did not attack the person and you did not destroy the other person's position. You acknowledge the person's intention, and now you're making them ready to listen you. Okay. So now what happened? You reduce the resistance, you show the maturity, and then you create some space for you to speak and other person to listen you. Do you agree with me? And you know what? I learned this from very fantastic book. I want you to please order this book. Grab this book. The book name is Getting to Yes by Roger Fisher and William Ury. So, what Roger Fisher and William Ury mentioned in that book is when you are in such a situation where the disagreements are happening or the arguments are happening or in conflict in this difficult conversation, please focus on interest, not the positions of each other. Yeah, that's the eye opener for me. That's a shift number one. Now the shift number two, I want you to again see, these are all connected with your psychological state at that moment of time. If you're opposing, if you're reacting, what's your emotional state of that time? So I want you to move from emotion to evidence based. See, don't disagree based on what you feel. Disagree based on your thinking. So instead of saying, I feel this will not going to work, what you're saying is not making sense to me. Don't say this one. Say, based on our past project experience in this particular area, this may lead to delay because XYZ. Now, what happened, your disagreement becomes logical, not attacking to someone or personal. Do you agree with me? And again, what I'm sharing, this shift is, i I got this understanding from the fantastic book called Super Forecasting by Philip Tetlock. So what he mentioned in the book, that good judgment comes from the evidence, not what people said, opinion. Yeah, that's a shift number two. Now there is a third shift. The shift number three is, I want you to move from there is no point only focusing on the problem that solution or that idea is creating. Okay, if someone is sharing some idea, do not just jump on opposing first of all and then talking about what that option or that solution will create a problem. Okay, idea might be good, but it might have some consequences, so don't really so much too much going on problem. I want you to move from problem to alternative mindset. So do not just disagree. I want you, if someone is giving an idea and if the intention is good and there is a depth in that idea, I just don't want you to I just don't want to reject it. I want you to listen to it and offer a better path if you have. Okay, so you can say, no, I appreciate that your intention is good, and I'd like to highlight some. There's a one concern on this one. This may be a risk. I think there is one alternative we can consider. Would you like to? Is that okay? Would you like to open? Would you Would you like to discuss this one? Now, what's happening here is you are not blocking anyone. You actually constructively asking people. You're giving a feedback also, and you're asking people to contribute also. And this particular thing which I learned from the book by The Coaching Habit by Michael Stanier. So what Michael said in the book, The Coaching Habit, is that our job as a leader in the conflict situations or difficult conversation is to move the conversation forward. Don't get stuck into the problems only. Okay. So now we are coming to the close of this topic today. I hope I have given enough uh, insights for you to consider this when you are struggling with such a situation in the office. So next time you disagree with something, don't stay silent. Don't become aggressive also. Stay calm, stay structured, and stay clear. Because leaders don't avoid disagreement. They handle disagreement with maturity. And that's how your authority also built. That's how your influence also built. Now, if this made you reflect in your personal situations also, I want you to comment clarity in the in the comment section. And in case you are in that journey of exploring and building your leadership potential, and you want to discuss some of the career challenges right now you're going through, I want you to book a one-to-one with me. There's a link in the comment section, and also if you go to my LinkedIn profile, book an appointment with me. Okay, and I would like to help you. Okay, with that note, and there's a good news. That is on Sunday, 10 a.m. There is a webinar I'm conducting. The webinar is Project Leadership Mastery. You're welcome there to attend. And this again focusing on leadership, how you can become an effective project leader. Okay, so I welcome you there. The link will be again in the comment section. Okay, until that moment, tomorrow I'll come back again with the new leadership insight. Okay, but until that moment, I would like you to implement everything what we discussed today, and at the same time, I would like to answer your questions or doubts. Please talk to me. Please DM me, share me your opinions and views, and then that's a good way of sharing, and that's the way we learn from each other. Okay, so let's do that one. And yeah, until that moment, tomorrow same time, I'll see you again, and you take care of yourself, and God bless you.